Everybody, if you're tuning in after the live, this will probably be one of the most important lives we've done in a very long time. If you tune in during or after, please hit that like button, as it will give YouTube a reason to push me through the algorithm. The reason why this is so important is it doesn't seem like it on the surface with the news that was announced, but Ripple is actually tapped for use in the USA with the Fednow service. I know it doesn't seem like it on the surface, but I'm going to show you compelling evidence of why it is quite the opposite of what you might think. And if you know anything about Finastra, and I'll show you the article from 2019 that actually supports the fact that Ripple will be used on the Fednow right now via way of RippleNet, and I'll show you the 15 different ways. We'll get into this in just a second. There's a lot of information to digest. This may be a popular one, it may not, but this could be one of my lives that gets silenced, and it might not be pushed through the algorithm so greatly. So anybody who's here, I'm not going to look to see if anybody's here initially. I just need to get my stuff pulled up here. Okay, so we're going to get into this. So I don't know how popular this is going to be or not, so let me just get started. Good mid-afternoon, 2:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, July 20th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I'm not going to talk directly to anybody. I just want to get into this real quickly. And if you're watching this after, this is a lot that's going to be taken in, but I'm going to show you the direct connection here with Ripple and why it was actually confirmed that it's going to be part of the Fednow, even in the USA. It just doesn't seem like it on the surface. So as Fednow, if you want to read through this, Kryptonian, welcome in. Fednow service has no relation with CBDCs. We'll just go through the information real quick. Federal Reserve clarifies, and this is the only information you need to know about this. The Federal Reserve certified the Fednow service as ready after it onboarded 41 financial institutions, 15 service providers, and the U.S. Department of the Treasury to test the system before its launch by the end of July 2023. Now, the compelling part of this is who is part of this organization, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully we get, all I'm hoping for is 500 to 600 views on this after it's uploaded. If we get more, we get more, and I know it might be an underestimate, but I don't know how many people are actually going to take the time to watch this because they're going to think it's more FUD or whatever. But I promise you, by the end of this, you're going to say, holy crap. So all my stuff is set up now. Anybody who does tune in, I greatly appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button, give YouTube a reason to push me through the algorithm, and just sit back because we're also going to look at the technical analysis, ladies and gentlemen. So Billionaire Faith, welcome in, love. I greatly appreciate you tuning in. So as we can see by the list, we don't even need to worry about the participants. The service providers of Fednow, as you can see, ACI Worldwide Corp, Alacrita, and skip down to Finastra. Awesome, Kryptonian. Screen record away and share this, please. I give you guys permission to share this. Just give me credit so people can find my station. Finsley, Fisk. But pay attention to Finastra. So these are the organizations that have completed certification in the Fednow service. You've got Finastra and Temenos right down here at the bottom. So what that means, well, Tom, what does that mean? How does that prove anything with Ripple? Well, let's go back. Let's find this out because I assume more people, no problem at all, no problem. For the people that are wondering why this is so important, I've actually done my research and I've went back and looked at this. I know about the partnerships, but I want to see the significance. So remember, Finastra is tapped by Fednow as one of 15 ways to push the instant settlement or instant payments across. So what we're looking at here, back on October 9th of 2019, ironically, and 27 people tuning in, 19 likes. Thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Finastra taps Ripple. John Hall, welcome in, no problem. Finastra taps Ripple to power blockchain payments. So real-time currency exchange and remittance network Ripple has teamed up with Finastra to allow banking customers to access RippleNet, its worldwide blockchain payments network. Ripple said it will provide for more affordable, faster, and more reliable payments. Users will be hosted on Ripple's cloud solution and and we'll be able to use on-demand liquidity, which will allow for the leveraging of XRP for cross-border payments. Did you hear that? Finastra taps Ripple to power for blockchain payments. Ripple said it will provide for more affordable, faster, and more reliable payments. Users will be hosted on Ripple's cloud solution and will be able to use on-demand liquidity, which will allow for the leveraging of XRP for cross-border payments. I mean, that's unbelievable. That's from 2019. This is from 2019 when Finastra taps Ripple. So now it says, as we just seen, the 15, we go through right here, the 15 different service providers supporting payment processing for financial institutions. We've got Finastra. And as we just seen, Finastra taps Ripple to power blockchain payments. And this is from 2019 in October. So Ripple said it will provide, and this also allows XRP to be utilized by the Fednow, if by way of Finastra. Ripple said it will provide for more affordable, faster, and more reliable payments. Users will be hosted on Ripple's cloud solution and will be able to use on-demand liquidity, which will allow for the leveraging of XRP for cross-border payments. This partnership will enable Ripple to expand the reach and solutions for our partners and the footprint of RippleNet while allowing customers to transact directly with each other, said Marcus Treacher, SVP of Customer Service for Ripple. So Ripple's more than 200 customers will also have access to Finastra's banking network, which will let users on both sides partner up and access each other easily. Finastra's bank customers currently process millions of transactions each month. So collaborating with a company like Ripple that harnesses innovation blockchain technology to provide fast and reliable cross-border payments, and particularly beneficial for our customers, blah, blah, blah. So this is the importance right here, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you hit that like button. There's 41 people now all of a sudden have found their way here. That's crazy. 23 likes. Make sure you hit that like button as well, as it will greatly help push us through the analytics. So if you're just tuning in, Finastra is one of 15. Here, let me just show you so that it's easier to see. One of 15 service providers tapped by Fednow supporting payment processing for financial institutions. Finastra, and they have a partnership going back to 2019 on October 9th with Ripple to be part of the, so they're tapping Ripple. So Finastra taps Ripple to power blockchain payments. And that will use Ripple's cloud solution and will be able to use on-demand liquidity, which allow for leveraging of the XRP token for cross-border payments. Humaid, welcome in from the United Arab Emirates. So that's the connection with Finastra. We can also see Ripple partners with world's third largest fintech firm, Finastra. I want you to get a little bit of a backstory here. So this is from October 16, 2019. I'm going to let you listen to this. I need to go grab a water, so it'll be a perfect time to get acquainted.
Ripple partners with world's third largest fintech firm, Finastra. London-based Finastra, the third largest financial services technology firm in the world, has partnered with Ripple to grant its customers access to the RippleNet blockchain network. As reported by the FinTech Times on October 16th, the cooperation between the two firms will see Ripple's over 200 existing clients reciprocally access Finastra's extensive banking network, which includes 48 of the top 50 banks globally. Partnership with a financial software global behemoth. Finastra was formed in 2017 after a merger between Misys and D+H, with the development hailed at the time as the establishment of a global behemoth in the market for financial software. According to the FinTech Times report, Finastra customers and existing RippleNet partners will be able to transact cross-border with end-to-end tracking and transparent oversight of fees, delivery time and status. Customers will be hosted on Ripple's cloud solution in order to improve speed, as well as having the option to use Ripple's XRP-powered on-demand liquidity solution, which purportedly offers a 3-second settlement time for international payments. In a statement, Ritesh Singh, Senior Vice President, FMS, Finastra, said that Finastra's collaboration with Ripple reflects the company's belief that the future of finance is open. He added that the use of blockchain technology would be of particular benefit for clients in jurisdictions where the costs of corresponding banking are high. High-profile clients, yet community controversies persist. This August, PNC, the United States' 8th largest bank, with almost $400 billion in assets, became the country's first to start using the RippleNet blockchain network for cross-border payments. With the XRP token's price nonetheless continuing to lag, Ripple CEO Brett Garlinghouse has responded to a host of Ripple-related controversies in recent interviews, telling Morgan Creek Digital Assets co-founder Anthony Pompliano on October 9 that the company's transparency had opened us up to attack. In a nod to the ongoing concerns over Ripple's handling of XRP token sales, Garlinghouse emphasized that Ripple sells XRP at 10 basis points of daily market volume, noting that 99.9% of XRP volume is not connected to the company's sales.
So, very compelling stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Very compelling. So we know by way of Finastra, XRP is going to find its way into Fednow for instant payment settlements in the USA. There's no two ways about it. So we've got the Ripple partnership with Finastra. But I want you to also see this. So this is something that made way. Think about this. This made way in June. So I haven't talked a lot about it, but Colombia Central Bank taps Ripple to pilot CBDC. So since we're talking about all of this, so now we're talking about the Central Bank in Colombia with Ripple. So now that Ripple has found its way into the Fednow by way of Finastra, we'll get into this after with the Colombia Central Bank. But now we find our way through a second partnership. So this goes back 7 years ago. And I do my research, ladies and gentlemen, so you don't have to, or if you want to, so you can figure out how to do it yourself. So make sure to hit that like button. 44 people watching, 32 likes. As I said, this won't be the most popular live. I'm actually incredibly proud that 44 of you have joined. If we would have talked more about the technical analysis, I'm sure we would have had a little more discussion, but more people don't really want to uncover, I found in my time, the truth about what's actually going on. But by having all the knowledge, you don't have to make an irrational decision. XRP's down today, but we found the most incredible news that we could have only hoped for. We could have only hoped for this news. So and we are about to have a severe thunderstorm, which is why I'm doing my live now instead of a little bit later, because we don't know how it's going to be. Because we're supposed to have severe storms, so it could knock out power and such. So I wanted to make sure to get this out while I could. I don't think we'll lose power, but it's possible. So now you see one of the 15. So service providers supporting payment processing for financial institutions. Oh, I know it's coming. Yeah, I know. I just seen it on my tablet. We've got the Finastra connection, and now we got Temenos as one of the 15 service providers supporting Fednow in the payment processing for financial institutions, and this was confirmed today. So now, Temenos T24 core banking solution integrates Ripple technology. This is 7 years ago. Billionaire Faith, you're in Ann Arbor. You have hail alert as well. Excellent. Well, yeah. Well, because everybody, listen. That's exactly it. That's exactly it, Mr. E. What did it say? What did the headline say? What did it say, though? It didn't say Ripple XRP is going to be used on Fednow. No. What did it say was going to happen? This is what I mean about optics. What actually transpired here? What it says here, and this is what everybody's focused on. Metal blockchain is a crypto network developed by So this is what it said. The Fed certified the Fednow service is ready, blah, blah, blah. And it came down here in a tweet. The Fednow service is similar to payments. It says the Federal Reserve confirmed, blah, 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 blah. And now we get down here. Metal blockchain is a crypto network developed by Metaculus based on the fork of Avalanche's code. This is who they said they're using. It says it in here somewhere exactly. Whatever, it shows it down here to us. But Metal blockchain is a crypto network developed by Metaculus based on a fork of Avalanche's code. According to its documents, the network features a subnet called Xchain. So Fednow confirmed that Metal blockchain by way of Xchain was being used for their payments back and forth and for U.S. citizens. That allows developers to enact rules for transferring assets. For example, a token can be issued with the rule that it can only be sent to U.S. citizens or can't be traded until tomorrow. So they're trying to put in stipulations in the USA, but by no way does that mean that Ripple nor XRP didn't find a way in this. It's just they're giving you the FUD. See, this is the FUD and bullshit they did. Now, behind the scenes, as we just found out, for anybody tuning in, we found out behind the scenes first that Finastra we got 15 different companies. I'm going to be going back and forth because the more you understand this, the more you are going to understand. Finastra, what the? We've got service providers supporting the Fednow payment processing for financial institutions. There's 15 of them. First is Finastra, second is Temenos, that you have to be consciously aware of. Finastra taps Ripple to power blockchain payments, and all you need to know is this, if you tuned in. Ripple said will provide for more affordable, faster, and more reliable payments. Users will be hosted on Ripple's cloud solution and will be able to use on-demand payments or liquidity, which will allow for leveraging of XRP for cross-border payments, ladies and gentlemen. And this is back on October 9, 2019. So why somebody wouldn't realize that this is actually unbelievably incredible news, they would have to understand and have a very big basic knowledge of XRP, Ripple, and I do. I have a very vast knowledge. Then we went through the information of Ripple partnering with world's third largest fintech firm, Finastra, to confirm this. And now we have a second connection here. Temenos T24 integration is a big milestone for Ripple. So Ripple has always been an initiative to bridge the gap between blockchain technology and traditional banking. Now that this protocol has been showcased as an integration into Temenos T24, the future is looking for bright for Ripple and its partners. And this is from 7 years ago. 7 years ago. This is from 7 years ago. Temenos T24 integration is a big milestone for Ripple. There are a lot of people who have never heard about Temenos Temenos before, even though it is one of the most commonly used core banking technology solutions. But even this core protocol has to evolve over time. And keeping an eye on new technologies is always a good business strategy. Now that there's a bigger focus on new technology for payment solutions than ever before, the discussion ultimately turned toward blockchain technology. By the look of things, Ripple's version of the blockchain protocol is something the Temenos T24 team is growing fond of. And a pioneer project was presented by Delate, in which these two technologies were combined. By fully integrating Ripple blockchain technology into Temenos T24 by using Bluzello Altitude Gateway, a new standard bank, and remember this is from 7 years ago. You say Temenos, I say Temenos. Exactly. Welcome in, Christian. Billionaire Faith, I believe we're in a huge fake out, as I'll show the chart as well. As we're up to 63 people in here. Are we really? Wow. I honestly didn't think we'd get that many people in here for this. Make sure you hit that like button. 40 likes. If all of you make a concerted effort to hit the like button, YouTube will have no choice but to push the algorithm. Push me through the algorithm. So, this is incredible though. There is a growing demand for faster settlement procedures, preferably in real time, and the Ripple protocol provides financial institutions with the technology to realize this potential. This is from 2017, folks, when this happened. A lot of people will lie to you. I'm going to show you the facts. And I hope you share this so that after this, we can get 1,000 people to see this. You know, we've been getting a lot more viewers here recently, but the lives, unless I talk about more of the charts, they don't, I mean, this is a very, very well live though. This one is getting a lot more views than I thought. More people in here, and I can't thank each and every one of you enough. As long as we have the information, we can make an informed decision, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I say don't let your emotion clout you. I got a lot of comments right after they announced the Fednow, and they're like, see, Ripple's not part of it. See, XRP's not part of the Fednow, and it couldn't be farther from the truth. There's an enormous potential for banks to leverage disruptive technologies to make their existing payment processes faster, cheaper, and more secure. Innovative financial institutions are more secure, are aware of this and are looking for ways to integrate their core systems with disruptive technology such as distributed ledgers or blockchain. Delate is focusing a part of their efforts on merging fintech with core banking systems in the hoping of creating new opportunities. Successfully doing so requires bringing together the right players and show what their combined efforts could lead to. Integrating the Ripple protocol into Temenos T24 lets financial institutions and send payments in real time without requiring intermediary banking relationships. Isn't that unbelievable? Isn't that unbelievable that nobody is talking about this right now? I've seen a lot of people bagging on Ripple XRP. I've seen a lot of people bagging, saying, oh, look, the avalanche is the way to go. I mean, I've seen it all, ladies and gentlemen. I have seen it all. I've been sent a lot of hateful emails as well, which it motivated me to do this update. But a lot of people say, see, Metal Blockchain is superior to Ripple. They're using the X chain. What's the point of RippleNet? What's the point of XRP Ledger? Well, there's a lot of reasoning. For Finastra, right? For Finastra, we found out that the Fednow has got 15 service providers supporting payment processing for financial institutions. Showed the connection to Finastra, showing the connections to Temenos with Ripple and XRP, especially XRP with Finastra. If you haven't seen this yet and you're just tuning in, Finastra is tapped as one of 15 ways by Fednow to be used for transferring money for banking systems. Right here, as you can see, it's supporting the payment processing for financial institutions. You can see Finastra right there. I'm not pulling your leg. In 2019, October 9th, we'll read this one more time. Finastra taps Ripple to power blockchain payments. Real-time currency exchange and remittance network Ripple has teamed up with Finastra to allow banking customers to access RippleNet, its worldwide blockchain payments network. Ripple said it will provide for more affordable, faster, and more reliable payment. Users will be hosted on Ripple's cloud solution and will be able to use on-demand liquidity, which will allow for leveraging of XRP token for cross-border payments. If that doesn't tell you at all, you didn't think it'd get any better, then you see the Temenos T24 core on 7 years ago implements integration is a big milestone for Ripple. So we went through and Ripple blockchain tech. So by fully integrating Ripple blockchain technology into Temenos T24 by using the Bluezilla Altitude Gateway, a new standard for bank-to-bank settlement can be created. There is a growing demand for faster settlement procedures, preferably in real time, and the Ripple protocol provides financial institutions with the technology to realize this potential. Yes, XLM is just as huge in this as is XDC and some of the ones we already know as well. So if you hold XLM, if you hold XDC, you're going to be hearing a lot more about fintech. You're going to be learning a lot more about Stellar in the days to come. And trust me, there's a lot of connections here, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you, for more reasons than one, to buy XLM and XDC as a 1-to-1 ratio with tokens owned. Not by amount put in, but tokens owned. So if you own 12,222 tokens of XRP, you own the same in the other two. So the success of this pioneer project could elevate traditional finance to a whole new level in the coming years. Newer generations of customers are driving change in the banking sector, and financial players have to keep an open mind towards disruptive technology. It appears as if the 3-day waiting period for bank transfers to clear will be coming to an end very soon. And now we know Fednow was announced. It took 6 or 7 years after this, but it's official. Fednow has done this, ladies and gentlemen, and we have the connections here. Make sure to hit that like button as 74 people are watching now. Incredible. Only 49 likes though. I greatly appreciate if you hit that like button, as it will force YouTube to push me through the algorithm. If you want to support my work, you can always send a YouTube super chat or join Tom's Army if you don't want to hit the like button. Corium Concepts is in here. He's pushing towards 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, homegrown from this community as well. And if you're a fan of Corium or the connection with the XRP Ledger, XRP, with RippleNet, Corium, R3 Corda, hell, there's a lot with all these connections. Corium Concepts, make sure you share your link here in this live. We have 79 people here, and I would be blessed if you shared it because he's homegrown. That's another leg, just like Crypto Solo Scrooge, that's been grown out of this community. Somebody who took it upon themselves, took the words I've given and said, you know what, I have knowledge just like you, and I can put out content that you can as far as Corium. Crypto Solo Scrooge did it with Solo as well, and he just went over 500 subscribers. I know Corium Concepts is making his way up to 1,000 subscribers as we speak, which would allow him the first leg of becoming a partner on YouTube, along with 4,000 watch time hours, but I believe he gets that already, so we just need to help him out. So please, Corium Concepts, if you're in here, I greatly would appreciate you sharing, as I like to share my community stuff. So what the heck just happened here? Mr. E, I'm going to go into the chart now, ladies and gentlemen. I promise we'll get into the chart. Listen, this is not even, it is profit taking, but this is something more, ladies and gentlemen, and this will help spell it out here. So, let me read through this real quick. So Capo, welcome in. I greatly appreciate you. Infamous, welcome in. Yes, everybody, make sure to hit that like button as we have 71 people in here, 57 likes. The ratio is getting better. Jose, welcome in. Watch, recycle, repeat. Watch content, recycle to friends and family, and come back and watch the next update by repeating. Mr. E, thanks for liking. Taylor May, welcome in, love. Good to see you in the audience. A long-time viewer. Kryptonian, hashtag all that indeed. Jesus is Lord, amen. Mr. E, so do we all think this pullback? Mr. E, we'll get to that right now. Jose Sada, thanks for the $9.99 donation. I'm eternally blessed that you would spend your hard-earned money. I greatly appreciate that. You made a 72,000 XRP enough. It depends your personal preference, but I am firmly happy with my 12,222 tokens of XRP, along with my XLM and XDC in the same ratio. Then I have DGB, ZIL, VChain, HBAR. Brenslov, welcome in from Serbia. So, what's going on with the XRP chart here, ladies and gentlemen, is we did have a breakout. And this is standard operating procedure. We had a breakout of the bull flag. So in turn, breaking out of the bull flag, we would need to get a retest on the breakout point. Now, it's either going to be at 762 or it can be at 755 where it meets right. Actually, it's a little bit lower. You know what? Let me put this in here so everybody can see. I'm going to delete the 729 because that's just going to confuse everybody. I'll keep this swing low up there. But this is why, if you remember, I had both of these set up. It's actually 746. So technically, we could have a rebound. As you can hear, the storms are moving in. We have to have a retest. We broke out of the bull flag. Let's go into the smaller time frame so it's easier to see. So we broke out of the bull flag. Ugh, I messed it. Hold on. So we broke out of the bull flag. Let me get my drawing tool back out. So technically, we have to retest, and we see this little bear flag. We're coming down here, and I said yesterday during the live that everybody's going to get all, oh my God, XRP's runs over. It's a piece of garbage. It can't even get to $1. This is nonsense. Because we had to have the consolidation. We had to retest and confirm the breakout. This did retest it once, but we need a real retest after a nice little push up. Now a breakdown here on consolidation, either at 762 or 746. A hold here wouldn't get us out of the woods, though. We would have to come up and get back over 762. But we need to confirm in one way or the other in these two areas, depending on which way this decides to take. I would like to think 762 is where it would hit. But I'll be transparent and say it could come down to 746. But this is what needs to happen. So this is a standard operating procedure. It's a bull flag breakout, and you have to have a retest to confirm the move up. I will tell you a hold from 764 and a breakout on that bull flag is a 45% push. If it happens from 746, it's just a little bit more. So that is the big news. If you're just tuning in, CFX, I know you'll appreciate this. So with Fednow, everybody's saying that XRP Ripple is not part of it. These are the 15 supporting payment processing providers for financial institutions by way of Fednow for providing service. As you can see, Finastra and Temenos is on that list. The importance is for everybody tuning in is we have 89 people now, 64 likes. Watch this, everybody. Make sure to hit that like button. Help me push through the analytics. We're up to 92 people now. I can't believe it. Make sure you hit that like button. It'll help push me through the analytics. But if you're new, CFX, look at this. Finastra is on that list for sending payments. In the USA, that is. Finastra taps Ripple to power blockchain payments. So real-time currency exchange, and I'm only have to read about 2 sentences. Currency exchange and remittance network Ripple has teamed up with Finastra to allow banking customers to access RippleNet, its worldwide blockchain payments network. Ripple said, and this is from October 9, 2019. So when I say I do my homework, ladies and gentlemen. Ripple said it will provide for more affordable, faster, and more reliable payments. Users will be hosted on Ripple's cloud solution. Now listen to this. Pay attention. And we'll be able to use on-demand liquidity, which will allow the leveraging of XRP token, or XRP, for cross-border payments. Do you know how unbelievable that is? That it's confirmed today by Fednow that in fact Finastra is part of this. And I understand the FUD headline here, ladies and gentlemen, believe me. I shared it so everybody could see it, and I talked about it. They fit it in like this, and they said metal blockchain So Metal Blockchain listing in the Fednow service provider showcase. So it was just a showcase, but they're tapping on this. Metal Blockchain is a crypto network developed by Metaculus based on fork of Avalanche code. They're tapping this for the feature of subnet called Exchange. And I can already tell you the reason they're doing this in the USA, it's for this. A token can be issued with the rule that it can only be sent to US citizens or can't be traded until tomorrow. So Exchange, on their subnet, the developers enact rules for transferring assets. So that's why they tapped this in the USA. That's why they showed this as a showcase. They hid the fact of the bigger news. They hid the news that there was actually 15 different providers that were supporting processing payments for financial institutions. Finastra is on there. And as we just said, Finastra taps Ripple to power blockchain payments on October 9, 2019. Read this sentence very closely. Very closely. Michael, welcome in. Orlov, good for you, never too late, but in the XRP community, everybody knew that since the date of this article you showed. Yep, absolutely. I've been showing this for a while. This isn't the first time I showed this article. I'm so glad somebody talked about this. I showed this article many years ago. Ripple said it will provide for more affordable, faster, and more reliable payments. Users will be hosted on Ripple's cloud solution, will be able to use on-demand liquidity, which will allow for the leveraging of XRP for cross-border payments. And if that's not good enough, Temenos T24. This is from 7 years ago, so you know I do my homework, ladies and gentlemen. And look who else found their way on the list. Temenos amongst the 15 named as service providers supporting payment processing for financial institutions confirmed by Fednow. Now the importance with that is Temenos T24 Core. Banking solution integrates Ripple technology, and this is for everybody new. We already went through this once. So this is what they said. Ripple has always been an initiative to bridge the gap between blockchain technology and traditional banking. Now that this protocol has been showcased as an integration into Temenos T24, as some say, I say Temenos, they say Temenos, or Temenos. The future is looking bright for Ripple and its partners. So Temenos, and this is 7 years ago, Temenos T24 integration is a big milestone for Ripple. There are a lot of people who have never heard of Temenos T24 before, but this is the importance of it. Even though it is one of the most commonly used core banking technology solutions, I mean, game over, ladies and gentlemen. We have a literal game over here. We found our way into the banking system via way of Fednow in the USA by Temenos T24 and Finastra. It's that simple. Fintechs talked a lot about XTC at a home run here. XLM had a huge home run here as well. This does not just relate to XRP Ripple, but I tied it in because I am the XRP future millionaire. But all the ones we've been talking about, this is huge. By fully integrating Ripple blockchain technology in Temenos T24, by using the Bluezilla Altitude Gateway, a new standard for bank-to-bank settlements can be created. There is a growing demand for faster settlement procedures, preferably in real time, and the Ripple protocol provides financial institutions with the technology to realize this potential. Absolutely. CFX says, Corium Concepts, thank you so much. What do you mean hidden? No. We're going to show this. Somebody already did it for me. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit Corium Concepts link right there. He's approaching 1,000. What are you at now, Corium Concepts? I didn't look today. You've been growing fast. And he covers Corium. He's been talking about it for months. He's got me hooked. CFX, absolutely. Fednow is set up to fail. It is a distraction. You are all over it, brother. QFS will come out to save the day. It is all planned. Anyone who is stuck in a cabal-owned bank will be forced to sign up to that bank to release their funds, and their money will be 100% controlled. How to spend, where to spend, how much you can spend. Absolutely. Thank you, CFX. Oh my God, yes. You hit it so much on the head. Yes. Yes, and Crypto Solo Scrooge, if you're interested in solo as part of the community, homegrown as well. I've often said, if you have something to offer, try to do it. It might start out raw, but as you grow, it's going to get bigger and bigger. We've had two in particular, Crypto Solo Scrooge and Corium Concepts, who stuck to it. Crypto Solo Scrooge just hit a milestone of 500 subscribers, and now Corium Concepts is pushing 1,000. He's getting closer. So, getting back to the chart, ladies and gentlemen. I get a lot of questions here. As now we've covered that news. If you haven't seen what we've talked about from there, you're going to have to go back and watch. As for the 89 of you who are here and 83 likes, this is incredible. Make sure you go back and watch if you didn't see what I was talking about. If you're just tuning in, There's a lot you've missed in the first 35 minutes. I've gone over it several times, so just make sure to watch this video from the beginning. If you're watching after the live, you are certainly blessed to be part of this as early as you are. Bull flag breakout. We need to retest the bull flag. It can be set up in two ways, by wicks or by candle body. I did both of them. If it comes down to retest it just by wicks, it would be 762. If it comes down to do it by candle body, it would be 746. Yesterday we talked in the live about a big, a lot of people would be thrown off today and they would say it's a pile of garbage and yada yada. We're positive over negativity. We don't think like that. We were out ahead of this. We knew we had to have a nice consolidation and retest the breakout of the bull flag. So yes, it's either going to be 762 or 746, depending on if it does the candle body or the wick. So if that happens, we would have the potential from 762 to come up to $1.10. That would be your technical target. If it uses the 746, we'll come up to $1.1320 approximately. So that is what we're looking at here. With all of the news coming out and all of the FUD coming out today about Ripple and XRP not part of Fednow, it's a big distraction because it is through Finastra. I'm telling you guys, Finastra is the biggest, but the real big tie-in is actually, as we can see here, is Temenos. And the reason that is, and I'm going to continue to pull this up, Temenos to me is the big announcement today because Fednow is going through banks. Finastra allows XRP to be utilized through RippleNet, but Temenos is huge because Temenos T24 is, where's it at? So even though it is one of the most, so there are a lot of people who never heard about Temenos T24 before, even though it is one of the most commonly used core banking technology solutions. So when they're talking about that protocol needs to evolve, and this was 7 years ago when they announced its partnership. Temenos T24 core banking solution integrates Ripple technology. Wow, Michael Edwards, thank you so much for joining Tom's Army. I'm honored and blessed. I'm honored and blessed. And anybody tuning in, since I have this up, Ripple said it will provide for more affordable, faster, and more reliable payment. Users will be hosted on Ripple's cloud solution, will be able to use on-demand liquidity, which will allow for leveraging of XRP token for cross-border payments. This is Finastra attached Ripple to power blockchain payments in October of 2019, folks. Game over. We're so far ahead, it's game over. I talked about all this in 2021. Now it's actually coming to fruition. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Christian, thank you so much for joining Tom's Army. I don't even know what to say. You have made my day. It is my hope and desire that everybody joins Tom's Army and helps push this cause, joins the community. I don't do any paid advertisements, paid promotions, or paid sponsors of any kind for a reason. I believe everybody deserves the information if they want it. If they want the knowledge, I'll be here for each and every one of you. Thank you, Michael. I cannot thank you. You've literally made I don't even know what to say. And we do have a number of people in Tom's Army, but every single person who joins, it shows me the message isn't being lost, and it touches me. And then a donation on top of that from Christian Kennedy. Thank you so much for the $5. That is unbelievably generous of you. Many of you know I use my profits, believe it or not, in the beginning to buy this tablet. I used to be on the phone, but everybody who started joining me 2 years ago, I said, you know what? It is up to me to give you a better viewing experience. So I bought this tablet. I was content just doing it on the phone because there was a lot of information, but I decided to take it to the next level back in late to early 2022, and you guys are unbelievable. No, yeah, Christian Kennedy's I think he's a 2-year member. He is part of Tom's Army, but for some reason, YouTube, it switches between accounts, and ever since they made it to where you can only show one account, basically, it'll go to the one you're using. So yes, he is in fact a 2-year plus member. He should have the 589 Moon badge. Just so we know. Wow, for the second day in a row, we actually have hit 100 people that had watched at one point. That's incredible. Now it's 99. It's incredible. 2 days in a row. We got up to 165 yesterday. This is only the 4th time in the history we even hit 100. I don't understand. I don't understand. So this is what we're looking at here, folks. We're looking at a bull flag retest here, and we're looking at a hold of 762 or 746. We can use 784 as support, as we talked about earlier. We would like to do that, but we are forming a short-term bear flag, so Don't be tricked. Don't be fooled. Detect and go target out of this, and we'll just do it together. We'll just do it together. And some people say, oh, that's a jank bolt bear flag. No, no, no. What it is it tells you what's going on. So let's just say we get the rejection point about right here. See, this should bring us down to somewhere in between there. So this is actually really good information. So just pay attention to that. You can do this yourself too. You could absolutely do this yourself. And then if we look at this from the breakdown point, from right here, if we just continue going out, as we said, that this could be interpreted many ways. That's a short-term breakout. Now you could do this like a triple layer if you want, but I don't encourage doing all of this if you don't know what your reasoning is. This is for if we come back up. Now we have a pattern resistance. And watch how we can do this. And this is strictly so that you can see how to move further up now. Because now for a retest, we're going to have a resistance on the way back up. It's not all kosher now. You see how you fill that out? So that's your mid-tier resistance now that's formed. You basically formed what could be conceived as a symmetrical triangle above there. But wow, 104 people in here, 98 likes. Incredible. Incredible. Make sure you hit that like button. It's just incredible. And it's about the storm here too, everybody. See up there? So we're going to keep doing this until the storm starts. But we got some thunder, and you know me, I'll keep going until the storm goes. But I like doing this outside as we all get, I'm already blessed, T. I can't imagine anything better than this. I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. CFX says they planned it that way to show the clueless public how much control the cabal would have it. Yes, with QFC not able to be... Yep, agreed, agreed. So look, everybody, this is your pattern that you formed. See, remember what we were talking about? That's why I don't put as much stock in the 746. If we come there, it's possible. But this pattern, if you elongate it out and expand it, now we have to come back down here to the uptrending support about 746. We talked about this move yesterday. And we talked about we'd fill it in. When the appropriate time is, I don't make predictions. We just put this together. That is true. That is true. I do have to make sure of what I say. That is true. But that's what we're looking at. So now you see the pattern formation. So now the technical target on a breakout is right basically down to this uptrending support. I think it's actually a little bit wider. We have to do this properly for the touchdown. But I'm telling you, you can do this yourself. Just watch. You don't need to pay somebody all their pay for this info. You can do this yourself. That's why I put this all out for free. This is a bear flag. We're coming down. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there, Infamous. We're getting there. My video yesterday got 4,000 views. I don't even remember the last time in that short of a time a video got that many views. I have a video from today that has 2,000 views in like 2,500, an hour and a half, 2 hours. People are starting to see it. Oh, I appreciate that, T.I. I greatly appreciate that. So this is what XRP is doing. We have a bull flag. We broke out the short-term bull flag. But now if you expand the pattern out, this is your like symmetrical triangle that formed within. You could say it's an elongated bull flag, but that is the breakout, retest, breakdown. And now, if we break down here, yes, we'd have to break first level. If we hold 843, then we'd have to break from farther back in the pattern 897 and pattern double top 9322. But this is how we create the pattern swing high and low and the formation that's evolving. I like to build it with everybody in front of you. I greatly appreciate it, though, that everybody tuned in. One last time, because it is going to start raining here, folks. If you're just tuning in, the connection here and the big news that is being overshadowed is what is actually oh, I have one more thing to... Actually, you know what? I'll read this now, because pay attention to this. And this goes to what CFX is saying. CFX, you tune in on a good day. Colombia Central Bank taps Ripple to pilot CBDC. And this is from June 15, 2023. Colombia already makes use of Ripple's technology for land distribution efforts in the country. Ripple is continuing its expansion into Latin America. We don't hear about this in the States, but it's happening, folks. The software company founded by the creators of cryptocurrency XRP today announced it has signed a deal with Colombia Central Bank to explore central bank digital currency technology. Ripple said in its announcement that the Central Bank of Colombia and Ministry for the Information and Communications Technology, MINTIC, would use Ripple's CBDC platform to pilot use cases that will enhance Colombia's high-value payment system Ripple's CBDC platform uses XRPL. So don't get it twisted, folks. They keep saying it's not being used for CBDCs. I got another thing for you. Ripple and the XRPL, by virtue, XRP, by ways I'll prove to you again today, even with Fednow, is making their way strong. And I've shown stuff years in advance, and now it's starting to happen. The announcement did not say that Colombia is planning to launch a CBDC, but James Wallace, Vice President of Central Bank Engagements and CBDCs at Ripple, added that the pilot would pave the way for transformative advancements in utilization of blockchain technology within the public sector. A CBDC is a digital version of a state's fiat currency, like the US dollar or the euro, backed by a central bank. CBDCs are digital assets but are different from the likes of Bitcoin or Ethereum because they are controlled by a single centralized entity. And then you can see XRP at the time this was about 842, but now it's down a little bit, consolidating. Russell, don't worry, we'll go through this. Hold on. Russell, and everybody who's late to the party, let's do this again. I'll run it down for you, just so you don't have to go all the way back to the beginning and find the good information. Because I appreciate everybody who's tuning into the live. I'll do this for each and every one of you one more time. So, what we've got here, and we'll go through this. This is the FUD news. Ready? And I shared this on my channel this morning, or this afternoon. So, Fednow service has no relation with CBDCs. Federal service clarifies. You go all the way down here, it says in their test pilot, which is what threw everybody off this morning, saying XRP Ripple's a pile of garbage. It can't even be utilized in the USA through Fednow. Just because of this FUDness. Ready? Metal blockchain is a crypto network developed by Metallicus based on a fork of Avalanche's code. According to its documents, the network features a subnet called XChain that allows developers, and listen to this, to enact rules for transferring assets. For example, a token can be issued with the rule that it can only be sent to U.S. citizens or can't be traded until tomorrow. That's the way. If you have a bank account, folks, get good and understand what XRP will be in the future, XDC, XLM, and the like. Sean Crothers, pay attention, my friend. I'm glad you're here. I'm going through this one more time. Sean, so what happened today with Fednow is, this is the FUD part of it. They said it does not. Fednow has no relation with CBDCs. Federal Reserve clarifies. And then down here, everybody said Ripple and XRP are not being utilized by Fednow because it says that Fednow taps basically Metal blockchain for XChain because it issues with the rule that it can only be sent to U.S. citizens or can't be traded until tomorrow. But what's being lost in the translation is this, ladies and gentlemen, is this right here. Organizations that have completed certification in the Fednow service. So service providers receive Finastra and Temenos, and we'll take this a step farther. Service providers supporting payment processing for financial institutions. We've got Finastra right here on the list, as is Temenos. Why is it important for Finastra? Well, this is from October 9, 2019. I shared this in the past, so I was very familiar with it. Easy to pull up. Finastra taps Ripple to power blockchain payments. You cannot make this up, folks. We are actually within the Fed now by way of Finastra, and then I'm going to show you an even deeper connection. Real-time currency exchange and remittance network Ripple has teamed up with Finastra to allow banking customers to access RippleNet, its worldwide blockchain payment network. Ripple said it will provide for more affordable, faster, and more reliable payments. Users will be hosted on Ripple's cloud solution and will be able to use on-demand liquidity, which will allow for the leveraging of the XRP token for cross-border payments. So in fact, it is false. XRP and Ripple are both being used by Fednow by way of Finastra. But even deeper, if that wasn't good enough, remember Temenos. Temenos T24 core banking solution integrates Ripple technology. This is from 7 years ago. Temenos T24 integration is a big milestone for Ripple. If we don't know what Temenos T24 is, ready? There are a lot of people who have never heard of Temenos T24. Temenos T24 before, even though it is one of the most commonly used core banking technology solutions. But even this core protocol has to evolve over time, and keeping an eye on new technology is always a good business strategy. Now that there's a bigger focus on new technology for payment solutions than ever before, the discussion ultimately turned toward blockchain technologies. By the look of things, Ripple's version of the blockchain protocol is something the Temenos T24 team is growing fond of, and a pioneer project was presented by Delito in which these two technologies were combined. So ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. In fact, Ripple and XRP with the proof has found its way through Temenos and Finastra onto Fednow. Whether they want to admit it or not, it's being utilized through the banking sector starting today as a way of settlement. They may not tell you it. XDC as well. XDC is a big part of it, XLM. But yeah, XDC, the chart right now, XDC we talked about yesterday a lot, that it's behind XRP and XLM, and it's got to have a move now. It already had a huge consolidation. Look at these wicks. So it's making its move right now. It had a massive breakout here. I would anticipate XDC's got some room to come still. First target it has already fulfilled basically up here. Now you'd have to break out a 4-1. Then you'd be firmly looking at the 4-5. XDC though has a lot of potential here. It's one unlike XLM, and XRP hasn't made its full potential here since the what's been going on. But I mean, that basically covers everything. I thank everybody for tuning in. I can't thank you enough for 111 likes. We hit 106 people on this live. We still have 87. I can't even believe we hit over 102 days in a row. I'm not even sure what to think anymore because I don't know. It's becoming an all too common occurrence. We've got XLM here, as we know, up 7.31% today. And we knew yesterday we had a nice consolidation. And we actually came all the way down, like we talked about, almost down to the entirety. We came down to about 15.3. We talked about the levels we could hold. That was one of them as the swing low, or we would come all the way down. But we held the 20-day support, which was a beautiful hold, and now it's making its way back up. Got rejected here now at the 172, but now we're going to see if we push through. We had a nice consolidation. We talked about how this was on a broadening wedge pattern in the short term, but now you can look at it as the broadening wedge is showing itself and emerging. Don't be afraid, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be afraid to evolve your technical analysis. See how much bigger the broadening wedge actually is? We had a short-term broadening wedge breakout, but now you can see as you evolve the pattern, just like with XRP, this is how you stay ahead of the curve. Most people will be like, oh, we broke out the broadening wedge. Yes, but there's more than one layer to this. The broadening wedge wasn't just the short term. Now we're getting into the longer term broadening wedge, or you can even look at something different that's starting, but I will show you that as well, just so you can see. But now you can see how it's expanding if we're in a broadening wedge, but now you can also say as we're getting a lower high, if we were to get rejected here, now you can see what's starting, folks. Symmetrical triangle, which is also a form of a bull flag, I mean. But you could be forming something where it's more like this, and you could be forming some kind of symmetrical triangle bull flag after a much wider, what looked like a broadening wedge to start. So we'll keep our eyes on this on rejection, but just remember, if you get a rejection, this could, where we got the rejection now and it gets rejected and confirmed, this could all of a sudden here start turning into, I know it's crazy, and things change so quickly, but this is how I stay ahead. This could in fact be turning into some kind of symmetrical triangle or bull flag higher up setup. But right now as it is, we are still set up, and I'm not going to do the expanding broadening wedge. We're on a broadening wedge breakout in the short term, but actually, you know what? We might as well have it just so we can say the layers, just so we can have the layers on here. But do you guys see what I'm doing here? And people make you pay for this. They'll make you pay for classes. They'll make you pay for subscriptions just so that you can get that content that's not being put out to the public. And you'll get this exact stuff behind the paywalls. Why put it behind the paywall? Everybody wants to learn. And now you've also got your micro levels. Look at what's forming here. Did we not form right in here some kind of symmetrical formation that now we could have created an uptrending support with the top of the initial breakout on the wedge and use that as the new support coming forward at 14.8 if it did come down there? Aren't we just evolving the pattern here, ladies and gentlemen? This is the beauty of technical analysis. Nothing is what it seems. Absolutely nothing is what it seems. By the moment, by the day, by the second, we went from a short-term broadening wedge that showed us when the breakout was going to happen, and now look at the evolution of what could possibly be made here. And this is just today. This is just today. So imagine the patterns as they change. Yes, it'll get confusing. So this, we'll take that off because we don't need that. We have the pattern formation that developed now. But we have the short-term broadening wedge we keep on. And we'll take this off just so it doesn't get confusing. But this is the short-term broadening wedge that alerted us that we were still bullish, very bullish in fact, and we used it just like that and just like this. And then when we broke out, we knew. Now if it gets rejected here, we know we have a retest coming at about 14.8, 15 cent area. Trying to be transparent with everybody, but that's the truth. Wow, 101 people in here again. I am so blown away. I would say make sure to hit the like button, but 119 of you already did hit the like button, and there's only 99 people. So you've done unbelievable. So that's what we're looking at, folks. Did we create a double top? Is this a bull flag? Our first indicator would be if we can pop out of the 173 and ultimately break over. Let me get rid of the 173 now. As now it'll... Nah, we'll keep it up there because it is a resistance. We might not get back to the top if we don't break it. But now we have to hold the 1.5. Let's say we have to hold the 148 and break above the 178 before losing the 1.5 level, let's say. That's what we formed here. After breaking out of the broadening wedge in the short term, we're expanding a wedge, but we could also be forming maybe a descending triangle could be forming as well. We're just looking at this at all bases, so just pay attention to this with XLM. Welcome in Richard. Welcome in, my friend. I greatly appreciate you tuning in. And CFX, anyone new to Tom's Army, please listen to Tom. Ignore the fake news and FUD, or you will lose all of your money and your crypto. They cannot control us when we are sovereign. Exactly. So I keep saying positivity over negativity. Keep your emotions in check. And we cannot be stopped if we keep them in check. Look at that behind me, though. Look at these skies. It's getting very dark here as we're about to have a major storm. So this live is coming to an end fastly here. As you can hear the wind picking up. We've done longer than I anticipated, it being almost 1 hour now. And one last time, let's take a look at the XRP chart. As I'm telling you, I'm going to need to get inside here. As things are picking up, I'm going to have to get inside here very quickly. But XRP's pattern, as we have a bull flag breakout here in the middle of a storm that's pushing, I can feel the cold air. So just pay attention. We're coming down here, either right here to the 762. That's where we should come down to on the expanding pattern. If we break below that at 746, so hold here, we would now have to break up over 842 on our technical target on a breakout hold, which we're coming down here, but the pattern that's evolving here, this is just new resistance. We would have to hold the 762 level to confirm and then break out over this level, and it would help push a 45% move. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. It's starting to rain. I got to go inside. Stay blessed, everybody, as I'm about to get poured on. Stay blessed. Appreciate each and